Chapter 5, New Gamer. The Artisan at the Kingdom App 8, a gamer named Artemisha is making her own name as an artisan. She is a Bihani or a charmer by class, but because she loves arts, she took 3 subclasses pertaining to the artisan types. After completing the suitable quests, she changes her subclasses to artisan, painter, and sculptor. Kingdom App 8 is the best starting kingdom for gamers that is interested to have a subclass for arts. This is why she started in this kingdom. In the real life, Artemisha is a wood sculptor in Pete, Laguna. She was considered an artistic genius because as early as 4 years old, she created a beautiful sculpture that looks like a real living Maya, a brown little bird that could be seen in the Philippines. Artemisha is talented and she considered this as God's gift. This is why she continued to practice to improve her skills. She created different sculptures for the church to help the devotees to remember God's love through the different crosses and saints. At the VMORP, her game avatar looks just like her, although it has blonde hair instead of black and cerulean irises instead of dark brown. Artemisha also used her real name within the game. She wears a brown dress with golden designs. Her weapon of choice is a small staff with the sign of a flower at the tip. A Bihani uses magic skills to charm her enemies and increases the possibility of a party winning a battle. Gamers with Bihani class are not suitable to play alone. This is the reason why Artemisha focuses on leveling up her subclasses more than her real class. She entered the palace of the ruler of Kingdom App 8. Sultan Katha is a NPC sultan that is suffering from a terminal disease. After Artemisha did a sculpture of a mangagamo or a doctor in the capital who has healing abilities, the Sultan of Kingdom App 8 sent a messenger to her to ask for her help. Now Artemisha will meet the NPC for whatever request he may ask. Thank you for coming here. The NPC Sultan looked weak. His eye bags were huge and he coughed intermittently. I heard you wanted to ask me something, sir, Artemisha said. The Sultan nodded. One of my subjects told me that you are reliable and a miracle worker. He said you always make sure to fulfill a task at hand. Artemisha bobbed her head as a sign of agreement and smiled at the NPC. Sultan Katha looked outside the window. A long time ago, there was a magical bird that could heal any ailments because of its magical song. The former ruler of this kingdom had once captured that bird and healed all the diseases of the entire kingdom. However, when its master died because of old age, the enchanted bird returned to Mount Tabor, its real habitat. I would like you to capture that bird and bring it back to me. Artemisha is not that confident to do a quest outside the capital, but a request from the Sultan will surely increase her fame, so she accepted nonetheless. She asked the people around the capital and confirmed that the enchanted bird that the Sultan was pertaining to was the Adana. She recalled the story about the Ibong Adana that was discussed during her Philippine literature subject. The bird's song can heal some ailments and can make a person fall asleep. The bird's feces turned people into stone. The bird is female, so most of her charming skills won't affect the bird. This will be a problem for Artemisha. She needed to find a companion for this quest if she wanted to finish it immediately. She went to the plaza to look for other gamers that could accompany her. However, all of the gamers that were logged in and were gathered at Kingdom App 8's Capital Plaza were all subclass focused or SCF players. They are players just like Artemisha who focuses on increasing the mastery of a subclass rather than increasing the level of their actual class. Artemisha decided to enter the pharmacy to buy several healing potions to help her battles later on. Even without a companion, the gamer decided to enter the monster zone to find the Ibong Adana. The forest of Verbania is just like the other monster zones, having different types of monsters. The only difference is that in this forest, the designs the monsters are lovable and cuddly docile types. Artemisha surmised that it is because most of the gamers that gathered in Kingdom App 8 are SCF players. A cute little creature with the head of the raw pig and the lower half of a cooked ham appeared before Artemisha. The creature was so cute and cuddly that she wanted to hug it. _______ name, Merpig, male. Level, 16. ___________ she is a bihani, so she can view the gender of the creatures. Because the creature before her is a male, she can use her class skill toward it. Charming wind. She waved her wand and a purple light radiated from it and hit the merpig. The merpig squealed, and after a few seconds, its round eyes turned into heart-shaped ones. Mirror 3. The pig-like creature walked towards Artemisha and affectionately rubbed its head on the gamer's leg. You have charmed the merpig. The merpig will be your temporary ally. Artemisha is level 27, so she can use the level 16 merpig until its HP reached 0. She can charm creatures whose levels are higher than hers, but it will be freed from the charming wind spell after a few turns. She just used this strategy to travel to the monster zones whenever she needed to do it for a quest. She checked her skills window and noted that she needs to wait for another 2 minutes to use the skill Charming Wind again. Artemisha looked upwards and saw Mount Tabor in the distance. She walked towards it while being followed by her temporary ally. While walking, she saw a round furry creature that jumps merrily around a berry tree. The creature's fur is black and shiny. ___________ name, Furball, female. Level, 13. _________ the creature is a female, so Artemisha's abilities won't work on it. It's a good thing that furballs are docile creatures and won't attack the gamers unless they needed to protect themselves. Artemisha and the charmed merpig walked past the furball and saw another creature. It is a sleeping cotton cloud. It has a cloud-like appearance which has a pinkish hue. It reminded Artemisha of the cotton candy she used to buy when she was younger. A cotton cloud usually floats up in the sky, which is why it's the first time Artemisha saw one. The cotton cloud has swirly lollipop-like eyes and white wings which looked like marshmallows. Unlike the furball and merpig, this creature attacks gamers even though they weren't being harmed. ________ name, Cotton Cloud, female. Level, 28. ________ the creature is female and has a higher level than Artemisha and the merpig. This will be a problem for Artemisha. She slowly walked away from the sleeping creature to avoid any confrontation, but she accidentally stepped on a twig. The sound had startled the cotton cloud and angered it. The cloud turned into a darker shade of pink and started attacking Artemisha. The merpig blocked its attacks, but because it has a lower level than the cotton cloud, it only took a few offensive attacks to kill the merpig. Artemisha runs away from the offensive cloud, but the creature still floats toward her. Thunder and lightning were being struck by the creature. Now the pink cloud has completely transformed into a black cloud. Artemisha used her wand to hit the cloud creature. The creature received some damage from that attack. The gamer continued running away from it, but the creature still persistently followed her. Artemisha tightens the hold of her wand. Her class doesn't have actual attacking spells, unlike the Salomon Crow or the Mancuculum class. But recently she had learned a skill that can help her in times like this. Mist of Jealousy, a mist engulfed the cloud creature. This skill is a double-edged attack. It doesn't lower an enemy's HP, but it lowers the defense greatly. However, the attack of everyone within the mist would double, meaning if the caster was hit by the enemy, a huge amount of HP will be lost. With that in mind, Artemisha made sure that she will defeat this monster before any of its attacks reached her. She focused her strength on the wand and hit the creature continuously. The creature cried in frustration because Artemisha's mist prevents it from seeing its attacker. Critical hit. Artemisha landed a critical attack which decreased the cotton cloud's HP. Now it is in an orange hue. The gamer continued attacking, however, the creature spits a web-like attack that covers Artemisha's eyes. Because of the mist, the damage of the creature's attack was doubled. Artemisha quickly removed the web-like substance, which tasted like her favorite powdered milk, off her face. She jumped away from the disappearing mist. After 8 seconds, the mist was completely removed from their battlefield. The cotton cloud's eyes swirled hypnotically and focused their full attention on the gamer. They both have lost more than 50% of their HP. Artemisha searched her inventory through her magical pouch and get a healing potion. She drank 1 bottle and restored half of her lost HP. She also took a firecracker and threw it toward her opponent. Firecrackers caused minor damages using an attack based on the fire element. Fire element attacks are good at inflicting burn. She pulled another and threw the weapons repeatedly at the creature until its HP was exhausted. She bought lots of firecrackers and stocked 100 of them inside her inventory. Since she doesn't have actual attack skills, attacking items like firecrackers is necessary for her. It is a good thing that they could be bought for a low price in her starting town, Lilac. Artemisha looked at the ground where the loot from the creature was placed. She collected them one by one. The loot is candy-like items that could increase both HP and MP. She ate the cotton candy and restored 10% of her HP and 15% of her MP. The cotton candy tasted like the real thing. The sweetness and even the sensation of melting inside the mouth were copied within the game. After collecting all the loot and resting for a while, Artemisha continued walking towards Mount Tabor to find the Adana. In the original story of Ibong Adana, Prince Juan saw a beggar and gave him some food, and this beggar had given him tips to capture the mystical bird. However, Artemisha wasn't sure how much of this fact was copied in the game. When she entered the area near the foot of the mountain, she saw a healing icon hidden within a shrub. She walked towards it and activated it. Her health and mana were restored. There is also a saving icon near it, so she also saved her progress. After saving, she was startled by a male beggar walking near her. She called for his attention. The beggar acknowledged her and said, "What are you doing in here, little lady?" She was about to tell him about her quest but remembered the original story, so she pulled out the bread from her inventory and handed it over to the beggar. The beggar thanked her and asked her once more about the reasons for her travels. "I'm here to look for the mystical bird called Adana. Do you know something about it?" She also said the reasons why she was searching for the bird. The beggar frowned. "Haven't you heard? The Adana died a long time ago. When its master died, the bird returned here and sings songs of loneliness. Several years after it died. I'll accompany you to its grave." Artemisha followed him until they reached a makeshift grave. There was a red feather that glowed on top of the stone. Click. Quest completed. You have found the mystical bird Adana, however, you had discovered that it was already dead. Return to Sultan Katha and tell him this bad news. The beggar took the feather and gave it to Artemisha. "Give this to the Sultan, maybe this could at least lessen his pain. You have received a feather of the Adana." Artemisha returned to the castle of Kingdom Apate while avoiding unnecessary battles. When she saw the NPC Sultan, she told him about the things she discovered. The Sultan looked at the feather and returned it to Artemisha. "Keep it. Only the bird's songs can heal me. I don't think that a feather like that can cure my ailment." The Sultan sighed in disappointment. "If only there is a way to revive the Adana, or even for me to see it." He coughed off some blood. He used a clean cloth to wipe his face. "Sorry, you have to see that." He looked at Artemisha. "I love the artwork you created for Dacha Patak. If only you can create one for me as well. However, I wanted it to be the Adana and not an artwork of a Carabao. I think this would at least soothe my suffering." Click. _________ quest. Class: create an artwork of the mystical creature Adana for Sultan Katha. Reward: friendship with the Sultan of Kingdom Apate. Difficulty: B ____________. Artemisha started to conceptualize what she will create. She planned to create a wooden sculpture that she will paint. She checked her inventory and pulled out a huge log she will use for the artwork. It is 6 feet tall and 5 feet wide. She took the chisel out of her inventory, holding it firmly in her right hand. She closed her eyes and thought of the image she will carve. Her hands started working with the piece of wood. In the game, it is easier for her to carve. It'll only take her 5 hours to create an artwork that would take her a week in the real world to finish. In her mind's eye, she imagines a golden pheasant, a peacock, and a colorful eastern rosella as a basis for her model. She combined these birds' special features and added her own designs. Little by little, the form of a majestic bird is being formed in the piece of wood. Other gamers looked at her with awe. Her talent in carving is being enhanced within the game. Even though she is just 15 years old, she is considered one of the best wood carvers in her hometown. Some of her works were even displayed and known around the world. "That kid is amazing." "Is she an NPC?" asked a female dancer. "I don't think so. She has that inventory bag given to the gamers of this game." "Then she's really talented. I guess she's famous in the real world or something. I'm going to ask for her autographed work." "Nah, don't bother. She just has a high-leveled sculptor subclass, that's why she could create something like that," the male said haughtily. "Your subclass is a sculptor as well, right? Can you create something like that for me?" The male scratched his head and said, "Well, yeah, but I need to practice my skill further. When I reached the master level of my sculptor subclass, then I can chisel any artwork for you, baby." "Wow, that is so sweet. I'll just forget your snooty comment earlier." Artemisha heard their conversations, but she didn't say anything about it. The male was wrong. Artemisha still hadn't reached the mastery of her sculptor subclass. Her sculptor subclass current level is 40, meaning her subclass is just on the apprentice level. However, because of her innate skill in sculpting, the artwork she created within the game looked like her own artwork in the real world, breathtaking and majestic. She took the feather of the Adana she acquired from her previous quest. She crushed it and mixed it in the paint. She chiseled the wood gracefully, elaborating on each detail of the bird. She expertly dipped the brushes and started coloring the wood sculpture. She used different colors of the rainbow to paint the Adana. After several hours of carving and painting the piece of wood, she finally finished the artwork. Click. You have created a sculpture of the mystical bird Adana. Do you want to name your artwork? Yes. Name this artwork as the bird of myth, please. Congratulations! You've created the bird of myth. ______artwork, the bird of myth type, wood sculpture description. This is a beautiful replica of the real magical bird Adana created by a great artisan. The real feathers of the mystical bird had been used to color this replica. They say that by looking at this bird, your lifespan will be prolonged. Effects: decrease 50% of the recovery time of HP and MP for 1 day. If placed in a monster zone, it can act just like a healing cross. After completing the artwork, Artemisha was summoned by the Sultan once more to his palace. I've seen your work, Artemisha, and you never failed to amaze me. Thank you. Because of that sculpture, I feel like I have the real Adana with me. It feels like my lifespan was prolonged. He shook the gamer's hand. You will be well compensated with this work. What do you want? Anything that can help me improve my craft, I supposed. The Sultan called one of his slaves and instructed him to get something. After a few moments, the slave returned with a golden chest at hand. The Sultan used the key, which is secured on his necklace, to open the chest. He fished a papyrus inside of it and handed it to the girl. This is a secret skill of this kingdom's greatest artisan. It is written in a different language and no one of our scholars could decode it. However, one of them said that the text used in this scripture is somewhat similar to the alphabet used by the natives in the town of Simula. If you ask some elders from there, maybe you might discover what this secret teaching is. You received an encrypted teaching. Maybe someone from the town of Simula can decode this for you. Thank you, sir. Artemisha kept the papyrus in her inventory and went outside the palace. There are different NPCs and gamers in the capital. They are all busy with their own trade and business. Artemisha needs to go to the next town for her to learn whatever new skill is on that piece of paper. The only problem is the creatures who live in the way towards Simula are at a higher level. She couldn't just continue to run away from all of them. Increasing the level of her main class is hard to do when she is alone. She wandered towards the capital once more. She took a whiteboard from her inventory and wrote something on it. She sat beside the sculpture she made for the Dachupatak, waiting for someone to accept her request. The Carabao sculpture she created for the Dachu is huge and it looked like a real living animal. To the NPC and gamers in New World, this is a wonderful creation, especially because it is done by a gamer. However, to Artemisha, this is one of her failed artworks because the symmetry of the sculpture is not right. She sighed and took out a canvas and some paints. She'll just practice her art skills while waiting for a fighting-type gamer that would want to build a party with her. What should I paint now? Home. She asked out loud to no one in particular. Artemisha thought of the dream she had the night before and recalled a good-looking man. She doesn't know who that was, but the features of the man are very clear in Artemisha's memories. She decided to create a painting of the man she had dreamt about. After all, she needs to level up her painter subclass. She is currently a level 38 painter or is classified as an intermediate painter. She smiled contentedly and started painting.